Hello, everyone, and welcome to Plane Time. I'm Ben Coleman, your anchor host, coming to you live and in the clear from the studio in Oviedo, Florida, which is actually Orlando suburb, and the Gizmo Productions USA. And we are here on our 34th show. And the purpose of Plane Time was initially dedicated to the maintenance aspect of aerospace and aviation, which is kind of a synonymous term, but aerospace is getting to be much more broad and wide. Maintenance is sometimes something very, very much overlooked and unappreciated in aerospace until something goes wrong. And then maintenance is very, very important to you. Today, we have a guest here that I have so much respect for, the Honorable John Goglia. John, I'm going to shake your hand.
Thank you, Ben.
Welcome to Plane Time. Again,
yes.
You're becoming quite a fixture here at Plane Time.
I'm going to replace you.
This is good. Well, someday if you work hard and study, John, you got to study. But
The studying can't be too hard if you pass.
oh, that sharp pain in my back. Oh my goodness. But John, seriously, this is a very serious subject. But you got to remember to keep your personality into it. You can't be serious all the time. You got to relax and let your hair down. And speaking of hair, I've got something to share with you. You know that you have made it in life. When you go, I went to a barber shop the other day. I'd still go to the barber shop. And I went and I asked for the John Goglia cut. And by golly, they knew what it was. So I'm trying. John, how am I doing? Is it?
I can't tell the reflection. It's a little
Okay.
Little too much.
Flare.
Yep.
And then you really know you made it. I went to my favorite bar the other day, and I went in and asked for the Goglia cocktail. And they said, well, do you want that chilled or up? Chilled. And you know what the Goglia cocktail is? It's vodka and coffee and prune juice. And that will straighten you right out. I mean, get you right where you need to be. So anyway, that's the Goglia cocktail. So go into your favorite bar and ask for the Goglia cocktail. That's coffee, vodka, and prune juice, equal amounts.
You're going to pay for that.
Oh, John, no kidding. Well, I know you have been extremely busy, and I'm glad that we've got you while you're young. You cut your teeth in maintenance. We've gone through the stories, and you have to come back to some of our previous interviews. And if you haven't picked up, John's from Boston.
That's where we talk properly.
Yes, the proper English is in Boston.
Yes, I park my car around the corner.
But J3 Cubs, John has a very extensive background in maintenance. Worked for a while for an airline, not to be disclosed at this point. And then was the actual first mechanic appointed presidential appointee to the National Transportation Safety Board. And that's something I'm very proud to be sitting here beside the man. And he was very impactful at NTSB. And when John Goglia made a statement, it was a statement. I mean, it wasn't something you didn't have to wonder what was on John's mind. You knew what was on John's mind and how important and serious it was to the business and the industry. John, have you learned anything since you have left the NTSB?
Yes, that the problems continue.
So they have been identified, and you try to rectify it and introduce recommendations and try and prevent them?
Yes, and they just repeat. They just repeat. I don't understand why we haven't profited from them as many. We have some, but some just keep coming back. And we see the same thing with pilots. I mean, I on that podcast, Flight Safety Detectives, I'm always talking about pre-planning for your flight and the pre-flight. And I sit in FBOs and I watch pilots do pre-flights, from general aviation pilots all the way up to watching from terminals for commercial operators in their pre-flights. And the GA side, man, sometimes I feel like they don't even know what they're flying. They don't go out there. They never touch their airplane. I keep telling people, if you're going to go fly an airplane, touch the wings, touch the flight controls, wiggle them. If you fly the airplane regularly, you're going to identify bearings that are going bad in your flight controls just by the wiggle. But no, for the pilots listening here, if you're flying your own airplane or a GA airplane that you rent and you're not familiar with it, go get a mechanic and let them help you do a pre-flight. They'll show you what it is. Mechanics have a different way of looking at airplanes, and they look at them long before they get to the airplane. And that's an important piece. The way it sits on the ramp can be clues if there's something not right. So if you do a good pre-flight, you will probably eliminate several risk factors from a flight.
John, the thing that we just touched on it with the mechanics looking at things differently from the pilot or operational side, is that the passion involved in this industry. It's a very romantic industry, and the passion of making sure that things are just as right as they can be, and as right as they're supposed to be, the standards. And mechanics, we need mechanics. And anyone watching this, and we hope that there's going to be the definition of learning is a change in behavior. We would like to introduce you to something today, and we have 2 segments coming up. Segment 1, segment 2, and you will get FAA wings credit if you stay on board, and there will be a code that we'll show you that you can use for your wings credit. If you're not familiar with the wings program, please jump in there. The FAA does a lot of work to get that on to wings for maintenance and wings for pilots and wings for seaplane operators as well. So, John, the passion involved, and that's the only way I can explain how you have maintained. You're almost 60 years old, and you're still out rushing around and traveling all over the world. The only way you do that is you've got to be passionate and believe in what you do.
Well, I'm passionate about aircraft maintenance. I try to stand up for aircraft maintenance wherever I can, and frankly, that's the reason why in 2011 I started to think about the maintenance skills competition, which I started in 2012, and that was all because of all of us mechanics not getting the proper respect for what we bring to the table. Our knowledge, our skills, our integrity was never really recognized by the general population, including pilot population. I mean, pilots can't fly if a mechanic doesn't do the job and do it right. So
they don't go till we say it goes.
That's right. And so we started the skills competition to try to bring some visibility to that.
Now, this skills competition, we've been talking about this for years, and you started this back in when, 2011?
The thought in 2011 started to put it together. The first one was 2012.
Okay, and now it is an annual event.
Yes.
And we just had one recently here in Orlando, recently, a couple months ago.
April.
And AMC Aerospace Maintenance Competitions. And I believe you provided us with a short clip of what goes on, a video. We're going to just watch this and see if we can glean something. And we're going to ask questions after the video. So, okay, guys, Mike, Obi, John, take it away.
It's been described as the Olympics of aircraft maintenance. There's simply nothing else like it. The Aerospace Maintenance Council competition is the world's premier aviation maintenance skills competition. It brings together teams from around the world in friendly competition to test their knowledge, skills, and integrity across every facet of aircraft maintenance. It is where talent is recognized, careers are inspired, and the aviation community comes together. Every competitor arrives with a different story. Some are seasoned airline technicians, others are military maintainers, some are students preparing to enter the workforce. But at the competition, they compete side by side, demonstrating the technical precision, teamwork, and professionalism that keep aviation safe every day. The competition coincides with Aviation Week by Informer's MRO, America's Trade Show, and Vertical Aviation International's Verticon. In 2027, the competition becomes a truly global program with the launch of its inaugural event at MRO Asia Pacific in Singapore. The three events will bring together more than 1,000 competitors representing over 200 organizations with more than 5,000 spectators attending in person and via live stream. The competition's reach extends far beyond the competition floor. Since launching its expanded digital engagement strategy in 2022, AMC has built an audience of 25,000 followers, generated more than 15 million views, and reached an estimated 5 million people worldwide. Combined with live audiences and live stream viewers, sponsors receive year-round visibility. The future of aviation depends on the next generation of skilled aircraft maintenance professionals, and there's no better place to demonstrate your commitment to that future than by sponsoring the competition. By becoming a sponsor, your company will showcase your brand to thousands of aviation professionals, industry leaders, educators, and future technicians. Also, connect with the organizations and talent shaping the industry, including airlines, MROs, OEMs, regulators, schools, and emerging maintenance professionals. And also demonstrate your commitment to aviation safety, technical excellence, and workforce development while helping address the global technician shortage. Sponsors don't just support the competition, they put their brands directly in front of the technicians, supervisors, hiring managers, educators, and students who are shaping the future of aviation maintenance. From MRO Americas and Verticon to our inaugural event at MRO Asia Pacific, the competition is becoming the global stage for aviation maintenance excellence. Whether your goal is recruiting talent, increasing brand visibility, demonstrating corporate leadership, or supporting the future of the profession, there's no better place to make an impact. Join us. Sponsor the best of the best.
John, you mentioned, or I did hear on the program, that there's over 200 organizations that are behind this or supporting.
We have a lot of people supporting it, and frankly, we need a lot of people because the cost of putting on this competition has grown hugely over the years. We've got potential 90 teams. We go oversubscribed every year. So in October, we open it up for teams. By the second week in October, we're full. And typically we end up with about 30 teams on a wait list because sometimes with the foreign teams, sometimes they cancel at the last minute. So in fact, one year we actually did a composite team because all the teams bring a spare. You know, family emergencies happen, things happen. So the teams all bring a spare. So we found ourselves with one slot the day of the competition. So we just solicited the spare team member from the teams and quickly filled up a team. We called it the composite team, and they won their category. So just shows you the level of skills. You don't have to be familiar with the other person because you're following procedures, you're doing your hand and head coordination, and mechanics work with mixed teams all the time.
And that is the competition because a lot of folks, they don't really fully understand how do you compete to be a mechanic? I mean, you're either fast and you're cheap. No, you're thorough and you follow your procedures.
Well, the measurement for these, and particularly the students, but everybody, so you need to follow the procedures to the letter. If there's safety gear that's not called out, you need to put it on yourself, like eye protection, whatever it is, you're gigged on that. And we time it, which is really not the proper thing to do in maintenance, but we had no other way to do a measurement, so we timed them. All these tests have to be done in 15 minutes, but we timed them to be about 12. So if you get it done less, you get extra credit. If you go over, you get diminished.
And we're not going for speed, we're going for efficiency.
Yes.
And if you're very efficient, you are going to be fast.
And we have some interesting tests. You know, Barfield brings their test equipment. And for the past several years, because there's been such a evolution in test equipment, there's new boxes coming out that nobody has seen. And for the last several years, they've been bringing these new pieces of test equipment to level the playing field between the students and the people there from the industry, airlines and others. So, and the students do damn well with these tests. We publish the procedures before, usually in December, so they have time to prepare for them. But they're going to be measured against it. And I'm proud to say the students done well. In fact, at Verticon, the helicopter organization, we do a show there, to a competition there, and we had a high school from Dayton, Ohio, win the overall competition. A high school beat the Army in helicopters. So it's what we got coming into the pipeline is there's a lot of impressive people there. And I've said on the show, I think the last time, we actually had a young student from here on the coast, the Space Coast, A&P school there. He was at the competition, and 2 years later we were watching SpaceX launch a capsule with people in it, and who the heck closes the door in the capsule but that student?
I'll be damned.
So it was nice to see.
And John, you know, we would be remiss if we didn't go back in our heritage and our past a little bit, but the reason we do this and the reason you get so passionate and I get passionate about it, I'm going to try not to get choked up, but accident investigation, and if I never go to another accident investigation, it's okay. I do not. However, what I learned through my experience as an NTSB investigator, and you above all, is how many things go into the chain of events that make that accident occur. And when we break that chain, it's all about accident prevention, and proper maintenance is good, proper accident prevention policies. We can't fly the airplane for them, but we can make sure that the airplane performs when they need it.
Right, and maintenance, you know, I just started to do a study from 25 back to 2000 on maintenance accidents. So these are ones that are causal, and it's about 2,000. But then if I expand that search to just where we find maintenance issues that may not have caused that crash, the number goes sky high. And in fact, that's now my next mission. Is I do a podcast, as I just mentioned, Flight Safety Detectives, and there's some maintenance in it, there's piloting in it, so it's a broad spectrum. Well, I'm about to start 2 additional podcasts, one in conjunction with the Aeronautical Repair Station Association, where we're going to be aiming at the repair stations and what mechanics at those repair stations need to know to enhance their positions in that segment of aviation. But then again, additionally, Pam is going to have one dedicated to general aviation mechanics. And I asked you to be part of it, unfortunately, but we're going to go try to make a little difference there. All right, so that's all you can ever hope for, is try to make a little difference, but I'm not willing to give up. You know, I've been to many accidents where maintenance was involved. In fact, the big one here in but in Florida, in the Everglades, was ValueJet. And I can't tell you how painful that was, that during the course of that investigation, we realized that mechanics had done the wrong thing and resulted in that airplane having a big piece of that chain of event that you just mentioned to cause that accident. So I was very, very painful experience for me.
Well, and it is possible to eliminate that problem that we have in the industry, but it doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of work and dedication. And your podcast, I believe, your air safety, your flight safety detectives, Greg Fife, Greg is a very, very thoughtful gentleman, and he actually wanted you to wear one of his favorite ties.
Well, the story is that I needed a tie for today, and I wasn't sure. So I grabbed one of Greg's ties But
I was told that this was his favorite.
well, I don't know if it's his favorite, but I grabbed one of his ties. But you know what? It's not a mechanic's tie. So.
Yeah, that's you, Greg. Yeah, that's you, buddy. Yeah.
Yep, it's a little bit loud. Mechanics find themselves being conservative in their work habits, conservative in their outlook on what's going on day to day. And I'm not talking about political.
Yeah,
I'm talking about their approach to the job.
Yeah, they don't look for a soapbox or to stand on, and it's not all about me.
Right.
It's all about the job.
We don't have the silk scarf and all that.
No.
And we just come to work, fix the airplanes, and go home.
John, you mentioned earlier out of these competitions, did I hear you right? Did I hear you say that there's over 1,000 on-the-spot hirings at these competitions?
Yep.
And up to this point in time, 150 of those
Women.
hirings were women.
Yes, I'm very proud of that, helping the women break into this field, and helping the ones that are in it as well. So we didn't plan this. So we wanted to just highlight, in 2012, just highlight the skills of maintenance people. But what we quickly found out, that we gathered so many mechanics that the industry was showing up looking for help. We all know there's a shortage. Boeing just upgraded it, and it's growing, not shrinking. And so we put the competition together. We highlight the knowledge, skills, and abilities, right? And all of a sudden now we find we can provide opportunity for students with the airlines. Well, now what has happened from that is, at the competition, we have this year 900 mechanics in one place. So if you're looking to hire somebody, that's the place to be. American, United comes with a whole gaggle of human resources people sweeping up the students, especially the competitors, because they already shown their abilities. And even Delta, who doesn't support the competition, they have human resource people hovering around, passing out resumes and employment applications for resumes. So send your resume in. So it has become a very good employment. I don't have the numbers for this year, but previous years, and we did a very lousy job of keeping track of this in the beginning, but we know that we have touched over 1,000 people's lives by getting them jobs in the business. And like I said, over 150 women. So typically all the women in all the teams, they get hired right away. Embry-Riddle had an all-woman team this year. The entire team was hired by one employer. The entire team. They just came in, including the alternate.
Well, John, we probably shouldn't say this, and this probably isn't going out live feed, but you know, ladies, women, girls, in some cases, make better mechanics.
Well, no doubt about it.
Some of the dudes out there that,
no doubt
that think
about
that
it.
they are really, really the cream of the crop.
You've got to see it. You've got to be there to see this. When the all girl teams come in, all female teams, unbelievable what they do. They beat the vast majority of the guys.
And there's reasons for that. Ladies are a little more attention to detail, and I'm in touch with my feminine side. Melody tells me that all the time. So that's one of the reasons I'm such a damn good mechanic, if I must say so myself.
You're the only one who will say that.
But John, the competition, and I really want to develop more understanding of just what goes through the minds of the students or the competitors that go into. They've got to be confident, or else they're not going to go and put themselves in front of cameras, in front of people, in front of their peers. A lot of peer pressure.
Well, you know what we found on that? The schools themselves have a competition to see who's going to represent the school. So what we're getting from the schools, and we try to get as many students as we can, what we're getting is the best that those institutions have. And it shows. It shows in the female teams, it shows in the students. I mean, these kids are good. So if you have any doubt about where we're going in the future, just come take a look and you'll see that the future's not that bad. That we got some decent people coming up that'll help guide the maintenance community in the future.
And we are all aware of the folks that have little pity parties and ain't it awful, and God, things are so bad. Well, they might not be the best as they can be, but it's not all bad. It's good. There's good things coming out of this, and what you and your group, and we didn't really mention the fact that you are the president of PAMA, Professional Aerospace Maintenance Mechanic Association. But PAMA is, can anyone join PAMA?
Yes, you don't even have to be a mechanic, but we prefer you to be a mechanic or avionics tech or repairman. Doesn't matter. If you're associated with maintenance, we come in, because they're all different views. So what I'm trying to do is put all those different views together. You know, we got the competition going. If we got PAMA, it's focusing on students. It's going to be the PAMA podcast that I just mentioned earlier, and we're going to have one with the repair stations. But I'm not done. So, you know, coming out of the Hall of Fame enshrinement that I received last year, also followed up with an invitation from the National Aeronautics Association, which is a Washington-based group. They hold the Collier Trophy. They hold 5 or 6 other events. They want to put together an aviation maintenance trophy. Unfortunately, they want to name it after me, which I was opposed to, but they said if it wasn't named after me, that wasn't going to happen, so I'll accept that.
It's too late, John. We got you.
This trophy will be awarded once a year. The trophy itself has been designed and being built by a repair station, so it's mechanics building it. It's going to be a black tie dinner in D.C. once a year, and some mechanic will be getting accolades for something special that they did.
And we need support for that, John.
Oh, we definitely do. To endow the trophy, which it takes $200,000. What that $200,000 does is provide the interest on that money, provides the revenue for the committee that's going to select the winner, and any advertising or anything that has to go on for the trophy and for the dinner. So it's sustaining. That's what it will take to sustain a trophy. And the trophy will be housed with the other trophies that they administer, and it is presently at the Smithsonian in downtown Washington, right in the main hall. So it's going to be right front and center with a whole bunch of other very prestigious trophies. So that's just another piece of recognition that I've been helping get for the maintenance community.
And John, I know that you have a certain amount already in that foundation, in the funding for that, but you're short.
We're short, yes.
And is that $200,000 a year, or
no,
just
one flat fee, $200,000 endows the trophy.
Excellent.
That's all we need to keep it going for.
Well, and I know you have some of the top-notch help. Laura Spoler and her husband Rich they are pretty much mainstays with you, and it's just tell you what, John, this first segment has gone by so fast. Why don't we do it in a second segment to build on this a little bit? So let's take a short break, and we're going to come back for segment 2.